Hi, my name is Rachel Kwan, and I'm the writer and director of Waves for Ryan. This film is an ode to my boys, inspired by one friend in particular, Ryan Wilkinson, who we lost to suicide shortly after high school graduation. Since we met at the age of 4, he continues to be the glue that keeps our group together. For me, I don't know many other queer people who got to grow up with a group of straight cis boys as their best friends. So much of me today is because I was allowed to be one of the boys, and I just want the opportunity to celebrate them and the friendship we share. In the wake of his childhood friend's suicide, Danny will do anything to stay out of the house. As a last-ditch effort to reconnect the friend group, Danny gets the boys back together for one last summer night. We are introduced to the small-town suburbia of West Springs through the eyes of our pessimistic protagonist, 22-year-old Danny Murakami. Pleasant enough to the outside observer with its white picket fences, yards that resemble that of golf greens, yet you stay too long in this town, you'll never leave. This is made evident through Danny and his friend group, the result of generations of Asian families that grew up together in this town. In a brief montage, we meet the boys and get to know their dynamic as they grow. Charismatic from the get-go, Tyler approaches an introverted Danny on the first day of school to introduce him to the others. In flashes, we witness Kai the tomboy implement full-contact mini-hockey, Ben rake in the pot at poker night, and watch in horror as a middle school-aged Danny coughs up the liquor from his parents' cabinet. Using the tips from their first jobs, Tyler and Danny create the Get Out jar and share their escape plan with the others as they smoke by the water. But with high school comes new interests, and we watch the friend group naturally drift apart. After graduation, the boys catch up over video chat, with Danny being the last to log off. A few beats pass before the montage ends with Tyler's voice in distress over the phone's voicemail. From the point of view of the casket, Danny will be the first to see Tyler styled in typical funeral presentation. When the rest of the boys join his side, they all see the kindergarten-aged Tyler in his place, styled the same way. From this point on, the boys will exhibit different waves of grief. Kai with anger, Ben with depression, Danny with denial as he storms out of the room. The rest of the boys will find Danny sitting at the bottom of his pool. As Danny dries off, Kai roasts Ben for dropping out of engineering school. Danny tries to diffuse the situation by guiding the conversation away from emotions and instead on having a night like old times. The three goof off until Ben, in his drunken state, accidentally lets it slip that Kai is moving abroad for hockey. Danny feels betrayed and stomps off ahead. Under the glow of the neon street signs, we watch as Danny emotions spill over. Danny accuses Kai of betraying the group, claiming that they were always supposed to get out together. He confronts them for leaving when he needed them the most, and grieves over the plan that they will never get to see through together. But instead of Kai, we see that it is Tyler Danny is yelling at. In the flashback, Danny confronts Tyler in the same place for stealing money out of their jar. Frustrated, he shames Tyler for being a bad friend and leaving him behind. This is the weight that Danny has carried with him. He blames himself for his best friend's suicide, and it isn't till Tyler disappears that he sees Kai and understands this. As he calms down, they realize the sun is starting to rise, and Ben is nowhere to be seen. The two are relieved to find Ben sitting at their old smoke spot by the water, watching the waves lap over one another. As Danny sits down, he offers him an olive branch in the form of a joint. The three share it in silence until Ben is ready to talk. After Ben apologizes, he explains that he can't handle much of anything right now. That everything reminds him of his friend, and that's why he had to drop out. Though shaky at first, the three open up about their mental health and talk about Tyler as well as the void that was created in his place. While they all cope in dramatically different ways, the group now knows they must talk about their pain if they want to prevent another tragedy like Tyler's. The friends agree to check in more regularly and be the support that Tyler was for all of them. And despite Danny's gripe with the town, he agrees to meet back at the smoke spot for Tyler's day. The boys continue to pass the joint as they look off into the water, letting the waves wash over them. Of the estimated 4,000 suicide deaths in Canada each year, close to 75% are men, majority of whom don't feel like they can talk about their problems. Because of this, we must tell these stories of tenderness between guy friends, especially that between people of color. I like to use my films as an opportunity to connect with the community and open a discussion through the story world itself. In light of this, I want to create a film that gives the opportunity to BIPOC talent to really explore the full range of their identity and as main characters. It's through this diverse friend group that we'll explore the complexities of toxic masculinity, gender, grief, and mental illness. While the cast will be masculine presenting, my department leads will be all award-winning femmes to ensure we tell the story through a feminine lens. As we finish up the festival run of my first film I ever wrote and directed, Moon Boy, I'm just really excited to get back on set and connect with more Asian filmmakers. This film is primarily community funded, so every share, follow, like, it really means a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm just really excited to get going.